And welcome back to the Resurrección series. So from Okaha, we have what is Yusuke Urameshi's Resurrección. I believe I did a Zanpakuto many moons ago, but now we're talking about Resurrección for him. And Yusuke is kind of a basic individual, isn't he, in terms of what he brings to the table, and in terms of like what his power kit is. But overall, I think it's relatively simple, like what his Resurrección hollow form would have looked like. In terms of in fact, we can just bring it all up right now. His original hollow form looked something akin to his demon form. Long hair. He most likely had a mask that either didn't have a mouth or had, some basic interpretation of a mouth. Most hollows. No, saying most hollows don't have a mouth is not true, but once you get into the higher classes, the mouths became a little bit more. They were missing mouths a bit more. Although that's really only for Vassaloris, and really only Halibel and Ukiora demonstrated that. But I digress. He probably would have looked something like this. Very kind of cut, very warrior-like, very demonic looking. And I even think those tattoos would have been factored in there. Except I think it's more that those would not have been covered with the white hollow armor, whereas his rest of his skin would have been. Now, as Zanpakuto would be a standard katana, his mask, if you look at like tribal tattoos on Yusuke, I think basically you'd have something akin to that be his mask. Maybe a larger version of that, look almost like tear, because you can see on his face here, they're like almost like teardrops under his eyes. But I'd say that's kind of what the mask looks like. Very small, very almost like you wouldn't notice it, but it's there. And then when he releases his Zanpakuto, which in this case would be, Brawl, a puño limpo, or bare knuckle, he would turn back into this, which he would gain his long hair. Then the inverse would happen, where these tribal tattoos would be like hollow armor on him. So kind of inverses from what his original hollow was. Now, with that said, what would Yusuke's actual abilities be? Well, or how would it actually work? Well, he's mostly a physical fighter. That's what this Resurrección would mostly be. But the fact is, he does have a couple of abilities that are unique to him, like the spear gun and the shotgun. Honestly, they're not even that unique to him. Genkai can do the shotgun also. But I think that would be one thing he can do, is do specialized CEROs, like, a spear gun CERO, the shotgun CERO. I think the shotgun would be a specialized bala more than anything else, and the spear gun would be a specialized CERO. That's what that would be. Otherwise, it's a pretty simplistic explanation. So I guess the question just becomes, where would I rank him in terms of a Ronkar? And even though he's among the strongest in his series, where he really doesn't rank as high in, say, like the Bleach world. If I were to make him a hollow, where would I rank him? I'd probably put him at like either the fourth or third spot. I don't know if I'd go all the way to second or first, but he would certainly be powerful, no doubt. But anyway, I digress. What do you think? Would you do anything different for this, or would you just keep it as I did? Let me know in the comments below. But until then, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.